What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Playmaker Pod. We got a very special edition of the episode today because we're going to be going over our player awards, our All-NBA teams, All-NBA defensive team, All-NBA rookie team. So this is going to be a fun episode, all right? I'm Isaac. This is your co-host, Joseph. We're going to get started with the biggest award of the season, the most valuable player award. Now, this one has been dominated by the Joker for the past 2 years. Well, it hasn't really been dominated. It's actually been a neck-and-neck battle between the Joker and Joel Embiid. This time, I believe Joel Embiid finally gets his trophy, man. He had lost it 2 straight years to the Joker, when in my opinion, I felt like he deserved at least one of those, right? 2021, Philadelphia was number 1 seed in the East. Denver, I forget where they were at, but Philadelphia was number 1 all year round. They were putting up numbers. Joel Embiid was putting up numbers. Yeah, I thought Joel Embiid might have deserved it that year. But, he did suffer a bit of injuries throughout the year, so he played less games than the Joker. Alright, I guess I could understand that. Next year after that, Joel Embiid was the leading guy pretty much the entire year. The entire year, he played all his games, not all of them, but I'm pretty sure he played most of his games. The knockback against him in 2021 was he didn't play, or he got injured, right? And Joker played more than him. So it's like, alright, Joel Embiid finally, he stepped his game up this year. He's playing more games. And all of a sudden, Joker just pops up out of nowhere, and then they start throwing around all this analytic stuff, and Joker wins it again. Back-to-back MVP, right? This year was a bit of the opposite, right? Joker was a leading favorite all year round. Nuggets were the number 1 seed all year round. And then Embiid really started to pop off at the end. And the Nuggets just started taking a bit of a decline towards the end. They started losing games that they shouldn't have lost. And Embiid started gaining ground on him. And this past Tuesday, Joel Embiid came out there with a 52-point performance. And I think it was a wrap after that. So I'm pretty sure you agree with me, Joseph. Let's hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, to me, Joel Embiid's been the most dominant player in the NBA. I've seen every single game of Philly this year. He's played mostly every single game. He's missed a couple of games here and there, mostly because of load management. But yeah, he deserves it the most. I even said it a month ago when the Nuggets were on their losing streak that I said I thought there was wiggle room for Embiid to win MVP, and it happened. So, yeah, Embiid deserves it. I think he's been the most dominant big on offense, at least, just because he posts up in the paint and everything. He's also a really good defender. It's an underrated part of his game. And what is it called? I think he would have won it 2 years ago when Jokic won his first. I think he would have won that year if he stayed healthy. He's been playing enough games.
No, he should have, bro.
Yeah, I think he played like 51 games that year. Yeah, I think he would have won it last year. Not last year, 2 years ago. If he actually played more games, because they were the 1 seed and everything. He probably would have won it last year. But yeah, the Philly team. There's moments where Philly's team just relies on him fully scoring. Like against Boston, there was a 3 or 4 minute stretch where just Embiid scored the ball. Nobody else scored the ball for like 3 or 4 minutes in the 4th quarter. So yeah, that's happened a couple times this year, where it's just Embiid scoring the whole entire time. Embiid can't even miss, and if Embiid subs out of the game, that's when Philly starts falling apart. That's why Philly blows so many leads, because when Embiid subs out of the game, Philly starts playing all lackadaisical. So yeah, to me, Embiid should have been the most valuable player, and he is gonna finally get his award. Yeah, he's the first. Last year he was the first international player to lead the league in scoring, and this year he's the first international guy to do it back-to-back years. He did it again. So yeah. This year he averaged 33 points. 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah, he also has a steal a game, almost 2 blocks a game. Yeah, it just shows you 54% from the field. So that's pretty good. Yeah, to me, Embiid deserves it. I could argue. Yeah, Jokic is probably the best offensive player this year, but he's also I don't like when they bring up all these analytical stats, but yeah, he does. Jokic leads all that stuff as well. To be honest, you could probably make an argument that Jokic was definitely. I think he was like the most efficient player in the NBA this year. He was 63% from the field. So yeah, for how many shots he takes, he's pretty efficient. I think he's the most efficient player. So you could argue that maybe Jokic almost averaged triple double as well. He almost did. He didn't do it, but he almost did. So you could probably argue that Jokic probably deserves it more this year. But I think Embiid's gonna win it still, just because last year's, especially after what happened last year's, and I don't think the NBA wants to put Jokic on the same level as guys like Larry Bird and Will Chamberlain yet. I don't think they're gonna
back to back MVPs.
Yeah, I don't think people want to do that. I don't know if Jokic deserves to be on that same level, but to be brought up like that right now, I don't know if he deserves it yet. You could argue about that too, but I don't think a lot of people think he does. So that's another reason why I don't think he's gonna win 3 straight, because he would be put on the same level as like Larry Bird and Will Chamberlain. Those two guys are like top 10 players probably each.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'd say that's the thing. That's the thing where I feel like they screwed it up last year by not giving it to Embiid. It should be 1-1 right now. I mean, I could have seen Joker taking it this year too, but they screwed up. And back to back MVPs it's insane, bro.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of the voters want to put him on the same level as those two guys as well. And he's also missed like a good amount of games these last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks of the season. So I don't really think it's an argument anymore. I think even in the betting odds, Embiid's like minus 1,000 now. I think so. That's pretty locked up for Embiid now.
So it's pretty much a lock.
Yeah.
So
All right, then.
We got MVP out the way.
Yeah.
Get into the next one.
Yeah, next award, Defensive Player of the Year. This is also a pretty tight race as well. To me, Jaren Jackson Jr. should win it. Brook Lopez is the other guy I could see winning it, but I just think Jaren Jackson Jr. deserves it more, even though there is a problem where he fouls a lot. So a lot of people don't like his blocking numbers because he fouls a lot, but that really doesn't matter to me that much. But if you look at Brook Lopez, he has Giannis and Holiday as well around him. So it's an easier job over there to play defense when you have Holiday and Giannis are more they're two. Like, I think Holiday is a lock to make it to defensive first team, and Giannis could make it on second team. So he might have 2 All-NBA defensive defenders. So next to him. So I don't really. That's another big issue. I don't really think Jaren Jackson has anybody like that on his team. Like, you could argue Dylan Brooks, but I don't think Dylan Brooks is a good defender, but I don't think he's on the same level as Giannis and Holiday. So yeah, that's the best defender next to him. Yeah, and Jaren Jackson really wants it. So I know about that too. So he's been I forgot what he said. That's like his main goal this year. That's a little bit concerning, because I would want his main goal to be a championship player, but that's fine. But yeah, he deserves to win it. The only problem is he's missed some games this year, but he's averaging 3 blocks a game and a steal. That's pretty insane. I'm pretty sure he leads the league in steal and blocks. I'm pretty sure it might be Lopez.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think it's him. Yeah, I don't really. There is an argument for this one. You could argue Lopez. I don't really think anybody else is that. You can argue anybody else, but yeah, you can argue Lopez. But I think Jaren Jackson Jr. should win the award.
Yeah, no, I believe so too. I'm pretty sure all our awards are pretty much the same. It's gonna be the same for a while. So yeah, I'll just pretty much add on to what you said. Yeah, Jaren Jackson, they say he's leading the league in blocks. He's the defensive centerpiece of that team for sure. And yeah, I tell you, when he got Brook Lopez, I don't even know if he's the best defender on his team, if I'm being for real. But it's nice to see the strides that Brook Lopez has made though from his days in Brooklyn. So that's a good thing. But yeah, as far as the actual defensive player of the year, it's got to go to Jaren Jackson. I don't really see any way that it isn't him, to be honest. I think it's pretty much going to be locked up for him.
Yeah, I don't think Lopez is going to win. There was a time where Lopez was the favorite early on in the season. Well, Jaren Jackson, I think he missed like the first month or something with injury. Ever since then, though, he's been the favorite, and he's probably going to win it. I want to just get one of the ones. There's probably no argument at all for this one. Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this award was basically given to him after the first month of the season. To be honest with you, I don't really think he could have messed it up anymore. Yeah, this year he averaged 20. He's like one of 9 rookies to average 20 points a game at least. So yeah, he averaged 27 and 4. It's pretty good. Yeah, his 3-point percentage is down and his efficiency is down, but he's a rookie. You're not gonna expect stuff like that. His true shooting percentage was 52%, so it wasn't terrible. Yeah, usually when guys barely get into the league, they shoot around these numbers. They're not gonna be super efficient until they get later.
Shots.
Yeah. Mostly all these first and second year players that actually ever become anything in the NBA, they have like a 53% true shooting percentage, like their first 2 seasons. They really don't start picking it up till mostly their 3rd or even their 4th season. So yeah, Pablo deserves it. There's other guys that just want to name here, like Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler wasn't really expected to do this as good as he did this year. A lot of people thought the way he's doing right now would be his prime. Like that's how as good as he is this year, that's when he would reach his prime.
Absolute peak.
Yeah, but did it in his first year. But there's a lot of guys that do this stuff in their first, have their best seasons in their first year. So you have to watch out for that. Like what's his name? Oh, I forgot. Michael Carter Williams. That's his name.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. Yeah.
Yeah, his first year. What's his name? Tyreek Evans as well. Tyreek Evans' his first year.
Oh,
that was his best season.
Yeah, him too.
Those 2 guys. So hopefully it's not a situation like that. But even if it is a situation like that, yeah, Walker Kessler is never gonna get worse at playing defense. So yeah, even if it is his best year, he'll still be an elite rim blocker or rim protector. So you have that, and then Jalen Williams from Oklahoma City. That's another guy where he really what is it called? Outplayed expectations. Yeah, overachieved. Yeah. He had a really good season as well. Didn't expect. I thought he was pretty good coming out of college, but I didn't really think he was gonna be this good. So they got him like in the teens as well. So it was a pretty good steal. And they are gonna have Chet Holmgren coming out next year. So and they're playing this year, and their average age of their team is like 22 years old or something like that. So yeah, they're a pretty young team. So yeah, Jalen Williams also just wanted to give him a quick shout outs. But yeah, Paulo Banchero he's a lock to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, pretty much Rookie of the Year. I mean, you said it all, right? We don't need to get into it. We'll just get into the next one, which is Sixth Man of the Year. And throughout the year, I'm pretty sure it was pretty much like the consensus pick that it was going to be Malcolm Brogdon. But then after a while, I'd say the odds have started to shift around a bit. And now I believe it's got to go to Emmanuel Quickley in the New York Knicks. Let me pull up his stats real quickly. Alright, so Emmanuel Quickley, right, averaging 14 points and 3.4 assists off the bench. Practically 15 points, He's been doing pretty good for them. I'd say ever since his rookie year, he's always been one of the top guys on that team. I'd say backing up Jalen Brunson now. I'd tell you the Knicks have been doing a great job. The Knicks are 5th in the East right now. He's a huge part of that team. He's a huge part of that roster for sure. And yeah, you want to add some stuff onto that?
Yeah, Emmanuel Quickley's in his first year I really liked him. Ever since his first year he came out of college, I really liked him. But yeah, he reminds me. He's a lot like Tyrese Maxey, but he's a lot more active on the defensive side. Like Tyrese Maxey's a better scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Emmanuel Quickley gives you the defense. He's really active on defense. He's short too. He's like 6'2", so you really don't expect a guy like this to be good on defense. But he's a really good defender. He's really active. Yeah, especially the last few games, he's been delivering. He had a 40-point game against Houston. He's had a 39-point game against Indiana. So yeah, it's been really nice. He's played all 80 games. He's played 80 games. He would have played all 82, but they rested him for the playoffs. So he would have played all 82 games. A lot of people, he's an Iron Man type of player. Like, what's his name? Mikal Bridges as well. Mikal Bridges played 83 games. They talk about him all the time, but they don't talk about Quickley. Quickley's also an Iron Man as well. He's played 80 games this year. He would have played all 82 if they just didn't. They rested him the last 2. A lot of people were giving him shit because he started 20 games. But the point of the 6th man is that when the 5th man gets hurt, he has to come in. So that's also another thing. Yeah. So that's all. It's not just all about coming off the bench. Like, yeah, that's what it's about too. And as long as people are saying that he shouldn't be eligible for a reward, that's not how it works. It's mostly Boston fans because they want Malcolm Brogdon to win. But that's not how the award works. As long as you have more games coming off the bench than you do starting, you're eligible for the award. That's how it works. Yeah. It doesn't matter how many games you came off the bench, as long as you have more games on the bench. He has 60 games on the bench either way, so I don't know what the fuck Celtics fans are complaining about. 60 games off the bench is good enough for me to be eligible. But yeah. Yeah, he showed when he was 57, he was almost a 60 percentage 3-point shooting. So that's like, not 3-point shooting, true shooting percentage was almost 60%.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. That's pretty good, especially for a young guard. He's only 23. Hopefully, I'd like to see him start next year. I guess they have Quentin Grimes. He's still a good bench player, but I want to see him. What is it called? Develop more.
You want to see him start next to Brunson?
Yeah, because I think because he can be even better than this. He could probably become like a 19 point per game scorer.
Yeah,
because he has.
Let him.
Yeah, and he provides the defense. I can see either way though. Quentin Grimes also is really good as well for the Knicks, but I would want to see quickly starting next season.
That'd be a pretty good start. Yeah, I'd say it's not like him and Brunson are defensive liabilities either. Even though they're short, you might think they are. They're really not.
Yeah.
So, I could see where you're coming from there.
All right. Next award is a most improved player. Oh, yeah, mine is Larry Markkinen. You could also there's also some other players like Shy. I'm forgetting one. I wanted to shout out somebody else, but I forgot who it was. But yeah, Larry Markkinen is my guy. He was an All-Star starter this year. That's pretty good considering last year he basically came off the bench for the Cavs and really didn't play that much. The next year after that, he's an All-Star starter. So that's pretty insane turnaround for him.
Yeah.
He finally reached his full potential coming out of college. I thought he was gonna. You saw some of this potential when he was in Chicago in his first 2 seasons. After his first 2 seasons in Chicago, it really didn't work out anymore. But yeah, this year he averaged 25, 8, and 2. He shot 64. Not 60. He shot almost 50% from the field. That's pretty good for him because he takes a lot of jumpers. So he's not just some big man that's gonna go in the paint. He takes a lot of jumpers. So that's pretty good for him. 39% from 3-point percentage. That's pretty good too because he takes a lot of threes. And 64% from just like his true shooting percentage is 64%. So yeah, I don't think his minutes went up that much from last year either. He played like 26 minutes last year with the Cavs, and he averaged like 14 or 13 points a game. So this year he played 34 minutes. He's averaging 25. So it's not just because of the minutes. He's basically the star of the team though. So
yeah,
hopefully the Jazz, well not hopefully become a Rockets fan, but maybe they can get higher in the lottery. You never know. That's probably what they need because I don't really think this team's gonna go that far. But yeah, for Larry Markkinen though, this is a huge improvement. He's gonna probably make an All-NBA team as well. If he makes an All-NBA team, he's gonna be eligible for like a supermax in a couple of seasons. So whenever his contract expires, so Larry Markkinen might be getting a big contract. He's gonna be eligible for like at least a max deal now. So yeah, Larry Markkinen, pretty good bounce back year. Shy's I didn't want to put Shy because Shy was already pretty good already. He was like a top 25 player. Yeah. He's been like a top 25 player like the last 2 seasons before this year. So it's not like I wasn't surprised when he got even better. So yeah. So I really don't think he deserves it for most improved.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I want guys like Larry Markkinen to win it. Like last year wasn't it Ja? Last year it was Ja, right? Or the year before that? One of the years it was Ja.
Yeah, I think it was last year actually.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're the second pick in the draft, I'm expecting you to be on that level of play already. So
yeah.
I don't want guys like that to win it anymore. I want guys like Larry Markkinen to win it where you don't expect it to happen. Like nobody expected it to happen. This is like Larry. This is not like Larry.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, Larry was still like a top 8 pick, but that was a while ago. That was like in 2017, 2018. That was the part of the Jimmy Butler trade in Minnesota. So that was a long time ago. That's how long it's been since he got drafted. It's already 2023. So I don't think anybody expected this to happen. So yeah, Larry Markkinen should win it this year.
I thought that the Jazz got fleeced in their trade for Donovan Mitchell, but it turns out they were actually able to get a pretty good return out of it. Because I tell you, Larry Markkinen, he wasn't that great on the Cavs, bro. I mean, the Cavs, they were like overloaded with forwards and big men. Anyways, they had Jared Allen, Kevin Love, Evan Mobley. It's like, bro, there's too many forwards on that team.
Yeah, they were playing at small forward because they didn't have any other else to put him. If they wanted to play him, they had to play him at small forward. So yeah.
7 foot tall too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's on the Jazz though. They expected him. They leaned on him more to be the main guy of that team. You know, no more Donovan Mitchell. You know, they didn't really have expectations from the year, and so I guess they kind of just let Larry Markkinen do his thing, and yeah, he showed out, bro. He was a very good stretch big. He's been a good stretch big coming out of college, right? And I'd say he hasn't really flashed like the way he did since his time in Chicago. Like, okay, his first 2 years in Chicago, I mean, you would have expected him to kind of develop like this. And I think that's what the Bulls were hoping for. you saw the trajectory of him, and it was looking pretty good for him. His rookie year, his sophomore year, but then, yeah, I'll tell you, things just didn't start to go well for him and Chicago. Ended up leaving. It didn't get any better for him from there, but then, yeah, now he's like finally the player that Chicago, I think, drafted. Finally the player. Unfortunately, it's for the Jazz, but I'd say it's nice to see him finally reach that potential. Not to like see him as like, oh, this guy's a bust or anything, wasted the 7th pick. Nah, he actually, I'd say it was a solid return for Donovan Mitchell, if I'm being for real.
Yeah, what's funny is I just want, it's off topic because it's not even part of this conversation, but I was looking at Kristaps' numbers and he's like the same numbers as the Larry market, but nobody gives a shit about Kristaps anymore just because he hasn't improved at all since like his first season. Like he's averaging 2 less points, but they're legit like the same numbers. Yeah, but Larry's better. Larry's better on defense. Yeah, Larry, like Kristaps averaging 23%, not 23%, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He's averaging his true shooting percentage is the same thing. It's like 62%. Larry had a 64. His 3-point percentage is the same thing. His field goal percentage the same thing. That's all. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, but Kristaps is also a terrible defender. Larry's not that much better, but Larry is better. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. It was funny. Yeah, just because Kristaps is like this because it didn't improve ever. He hasn't improved really at all since his first year. If you look at his first year was pretty good. Second year, after that, though, stayed the same player. And he also plays for the Wizards. The Wizards suck. So.
Yeah. Well, it's not like the Jazz are any better.
Yeah, but the Jazz seem like they have like a. I would rather be a player on the Jazz than I would be on the Wizards. The Wizards.
Facts, yeah.
The Jazz have picks. The Jazz have all their picks, and they have a young and fun team to watch. The Wizards aren't fun to watch. The Wizards aren't fun.
Yeah, nah, nobody cares about Kristaps anymore. They haven't cared about him since he got traded to the Wizards, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too, because you say he's like, oh, he's a terrible defender. He actually didn't used to be so bad for a while. I mean, I think it was just that, what was it, his ACL? He messed up his knee, right? I'm pretty sure. He messed up something in his knee or his leg. And, yeah, that's probably what kind of derailed him. I mean, he was still kind of solid in Dallas, but, I mean, he wasn't great at all. And then, yeah, I guess he just took a step back this year.
Yeah, I'm just the white European big men. They don't play defense. All of them, none of them play defense.
For some reason, I remember the Knicks. He was actually pretty good on defense.
Oh yeah, he still has the blocks. The blocks he's always had, but that's just because he's tall. Like like when he matches up against Giannis and beating all those guys, he can't even put a fucking finger on them. He can't put a finger on them. And those are the like I'm comparing them to the top players, but those are the guys he gets paid to guard. Like I can't say it's not like he's gonna. It's not like they're paying him to guard the fucking point guard of the team. Yeah, he's guarding the fucking the best of the best. But yeah, like other guys, like Jokic doesn't play any defense. Like Jokic, like the analytics stuff. The analytics say he plays defense, but the only reason the analytics are good is because he gets rebounds. Rebounds aren't part of defense. The rebounds are just like rebounds. Like yeah, you get it. You're tall enough. You're the biggest guy on the court. Should get the rebound. Yeah. The analytics don't take account to when he gets fucking cooked or when they isolate him on the ball. When he has to play on ball defense against the guard, he's getting fucking cooked. Against forwards too, he gets cooked. Same thing with Sabonis. Sabonis is probably the best defender out of all three of them, but he still doesn't play that much defense either.
For real?
So,
Goddamn.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Sabonis is at least solid, though. I mean, he's better than the rest of them.
Yeah. All right, then let's go to the last award, Coach of the Year. I got Mike Brown from Sacramento. This is pretty clear cut why he's winning it. The Sacramento's, this is the first time they're in the playoffs for like 16 years or some shit like that. It's like somewhere around there. Yeah. It was a long ass drought. I don't think people they made some good moves in the offseason, but people really still didn't expect them to even be in the play. And I saw some people predicting them to be like 11 or 12 seed, and they're in the.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, they're in the third seed, I believe now. Third seed. They're not even in the play. Yeah, they're not even in the play. So, yeah, he should win Coach of the Year. This is a huge turnaround for them. Their last couple of coaches have been shit, like really legit. But yeah, I was actually kind of a believer. I didn't think they were gonna be this good. But I thought the moves that they made in the offseason, like Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter, those were really good moves. I think they were being slept on. But yeah, even Keegan Murray has been huge. Keegan Murray reminds me of a lot of Scottie Barnes, but nobody gives a shit about the Keegan Murray though because of fucking Paolo. That's the only reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Paolo was like, it was already locked for him to win as soon as the first month of the season happened. So yeah, But yeah, Mike Brown should win it. A huge turnaround for Sacramento. They're finally in the playoffs after 16 years. Yeah, I don't really think there is probably competition, but I think Mike Brown's probably gonna win. I'm pretty sure Mike Brown's probably the. If I would have to guess, I haven't looked. If I would have to guess, he's probably like the betting favorite by a pretty like. Yeah, he's probably like. Probably by a good amount. So he's probably gonna win it.
Yeah, Mike Brown. I mean, yeah, he came from the Warriors, and it's crazy. He actually made the Kings better than the Warriors. So.
Yeah.
Bro, a 16-year drought, bro. 16-year drought, bro. The last time they made the playoffs, I was 2 years old, about to turn 3. I was about to turn 3 that year, bro. Ever since then, bro, they haven't made the playoffs. That's crazy. I've gone all my life, bro, and it's about time they finally make the playoffs. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Bro, that was like, were iPhones even out yet?
I don't know. It was 6 years ago. It was like 2007, 2006, around there, no? Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the iPhone 1, though, if it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the first iPhone. I don't even know if it came out. It might have came out that year, like a year later. It was somewhere around that time. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But damn, that's crazy, bro. That's how long it's been since the Kings made the playoffs, bro. And yeah, they've had the talent on the team. De'Aaron Fox has always been there. Domantas Sabonis. A bunch of Kings fans were pissed off about that trade because they got rid of Tyrese Halliburton. But it seems like it's becoming a win-win trade for both teams. You know, the Kings haven't been this good in so long. And Kings have been so incompetent for so long, too. They've made front office mistakes every here and there. And, yeah, they've just been absolutely terrible. The city of Sacramento deserves better. And, yeah, shout out to all the loyal Kings fans out there, bro. Shout out to all the loyal Kings fans, man, because it's probably a pretty rough stretch for them throughout this whole time. Now they finally get to celebrate, bro, and they deserve every right to celebrate. So,
yeah,
I'd say the Kings. Shout out to them. Shout out to Mike Brown. Really quickly, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Taylor Jenkins, though, because although he's probably not likely going to win the award, you know, he kept Memphis afloat throughout the whole situation with John Morant flashing his gun and stuff at a nightclub. So I'd tell you, he's got a very young roster too, and they were able to stick through it, bro. They were able to stick through. They're the number 2 seed in the West. They're getting hot right now at the right time. So shout out to Taylor Jenkins. Probably not going to win the award. Mike Brown definitely deserves it, but I just wanted to give Taylor Jenkins his credit too for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he deserves some credit as well. It's hard to coach young teams. Yeah, especially if you look at Houston. If you look at Houston, Steven Silas doesn't know how to do shit. So,
For real,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, same thing. I forgot Oklahoma City's coach too. That's pretty good too. Their team wasn't expected to even be in the play at all. They were expected to be like a fucking bottom 3 seed again. So that's pretty good for them as well. All right, we're gonna get into our NBA all first team, second team, and third team. We'll do first team first. My first team is Luka Doncic. I would still consider it a little close with him and SGA, but I'm gonna give it to Luka still. Luka didn't really disappoint me. It was just a team. The way he played with the team.
It wasn't Luka, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna shout on Luka though, but I remember people saying that he was better than Prime Harden. Okay, I believe he'll be better than Harden by the end of his career. But I'm saying, but this Luka right here, compared to Prime Harden was fucking. There's a team, because Dwight Howard year, he missed a good portion of that year, his last year in Houston, and they made Harden literally fucking dragged the carcass of the team. It was like Pat Bev. I forgot. I remember I saw the team, bro. I don't even know who the fucking center was. It was some white dude. It was some fucking white dude. I didn't even know who the fuck. Yeah, I didn't even know who the fuck he was. It was like Pat Bev, Sam Decker.
No. Yeah, and they had like Kevin Martin too.
Yeah, it was Sam Decker too.
Decker.
Decker. That dude was fucking ass.
Ryan Anderson.
Oh yes, Ryan Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, he carried that fucking carcass of a team. Yeah, I'm not saying that Luka's bad. I'm not saying Luka's bad.
They're just saying Harden would have carried these guys.
Yeah, at least I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. I don't really like. I guess you guys wanted that top 10 pick, but I think you guys could still make the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, I'm not about
Yeah.
to go into that right now. I'll save
Yeah,
it for
but
later.
we're just gonna.
I'll save it for
Yeah,
later.
but Luka still deserves it. It's pretty close to me with him in SGA, but I'm gonna still give it to Luka.
Yeah.
Luka is the most dominant point guard to me this year. And number 2 is Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell as well. He was like the face of the Cavs this year. I believe he averaged like 27 a game. He had that game where he dropped 71. Pretty crazy. His team is the 4th seed. It's the 4th seed, but it's a pretty stacked Eastern Conference, especially at the top.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, he averaged 28, 4 and 4. It's a pretty good year for him. Yeah, he deserves it to me. And I also have Tatum, part of the Boston Celtics. To me, he's the best forward this year, especially this year. They actually played games, because like there's some guys that didn't play enough games. So yeah, him,
Yeah.
Tatum deserves it with my small forward. And Giannis, the number 1 seed in the East, the best with the team with the best record. He's been one of the probably 3rd in the MVP race. Yeah, and then Embiid, I have him as my first team. He's gonna win MVP. It's gonna be insane that he wasn't an all-star starter, but he was a fucking.
I was about to
He's gonna win
mention
that.
yeah.
He's gonna win the MVP,
Too.
and he's gonna be on the all-first team, and he wasn't an all-star starter. Just think about it like that. That all-star shit is pretty stupid now. Okay, so yeah, Embiid deserves it to me. He's gonna finally get his first All-NBA first team this year. So yeah, that's my first team.
Yeah, no, my team is pretty much the exact same thing. You know, I got Luka, Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid. The only difference with mine is that I actually put Steph Curry on here because I mean it's still Steph Curry, and I'd say he still put up numbers. It's not like he really regressed or anything. I understand that there's some issues with him and his injuries, but I mean I'd say it's still Curry. He deserves it. He's always been up there. But I'd say it's not taken away from Mitchell or SGA or anything like that. But I got Curry along with Luka, Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid. Pretty much the exact same thing.
Alright. Then we got the second team right here. Second team, I got SGA. Oklahoma's only the 10th seed. They're going to be locked in the 10th seed. They might make the the playoffs still. Have a chance.
got a shot.
Yeah, SGA averaged 31 a game this year. You could argue SGA over Donovan Mitchell if in my first team. But
He could really be first team, yeah, for sure.
yeah, only reason I don't have him on first team is team success, because they're still. It's a nice story in Oklahoma, but they're still a 10th seed. It's not like they're like a playoff team guaranteed already. They're still a 10th seed. He averaged 31 a game, 5 rebounds, almost 6 assists, 51% from the field. So it's pretty good numbers for him. This is his best year, but yeah, I'm gonna keep him. Second team. Yeah, he's my first guard. My second guard, Steph Curry. Yeah, Steph Curry. I have him as here. You could argue him like Isaacs did on first team. I think he's on second team just because. To me, the Cavs have been a more successful team, and the numbers aren't really crazy apart. Like Curry averages 1 more point a game than Mitchell, but Mitchell played more games. So, Curry. You could argue either way, but I have Curry on a second team. And my third team, I don't know if a lot of people. I don't know. He might not even make it. But I'm still gonna put LeBron on my second team. My second team. He might not make it at all this year, but he'll probably make it still to me. He played 54 games. All my players on my list had to play at least 50 games or more. If they didn't play 50 games or more, they weren't gonna be on my list. So yeah, LeBron averaged almost 29 a game, 8, 7. Yeah, I don't really. Some people have argued he shouldn't be on here, but I don't really think you can argue that. He's still one of the best players in the NBA. Still a top 10 player. Although you can argue that he shouldn't be on an all-NBA team. Alright, then my other forward is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown as well. Had a big year. He's a part of the second seeded Boston Celtics. They would have the best record in the West, I believe. Yeah, they would. So, that's how good the East has been. So yeah, Jaylen Brown deserves it as well. His scoring went up this year. Almost 27 a game. 7 rebounds. 3 assists. So yeah, he deserves it as well. And then my center is the runner-up for MVP, Jokic. You can't have 2 centers on the next year. Next year, more than likely, when it's positionless, it's probably gonna just be Giannis and Embiid and Jokic. Probably as long as they play the whole season, basically most of the season, they're all gonna be on the same. They're gonna be on the first team. I don't think any of them are gonna take a fucking big decline next year. Most of them are probably gonna play the same. So all 3 of them next year will finally be on the first team. That's the way it should have been the last couple years. Like the last 3 years.
Yeah, all international squad with
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's just next year is probably just gonna be the same team. The first team is probably gonna be the same team, except for like instead of Mitchell, it's gonna be Tatum. Instead of Mitchell, it's gonna be Jokic. No Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Tatum. Maybe he could get switched out or something because there's still guys like KD like that. Maybe KD gets it because KD would have been on one of these teams if he actually played enough games.
More, yeah.
Yeah, he only played 44 games this year. I don't really see him ever playing that many games though. I think KD is going to be like more of like a playoff performer now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So him and Kawhi, I don't really think they're going to ever play that many games anymore in the regular season. I don't really think they're going to have the regular season accolades anymore. I think if they add any more accolades to their awards, it's probably just going to be
championships.
Yeah, playoff stuff. So yeah. Alright, then yeah, that's my second team.
Yeah, okay, so mine's pretty much similar. You know, just switch out Mitchell and Curry. You brought that up. I mean, the Cavs, they've been one of the best teams in the East so far. It's just, I tell you, the East is stacked. 1 through 5, pretty much that whole area. I mean, yeah, it's been very stacked up in the East. And yeah, Mitchell's been the best player on the Cavs. He really transformed that team. He's what the Cavs really needed, right? They didn't need the overload of forwards that they had before. They're overloaded of like Kevin Love, Evan Mobley, Larry Markkinen, all of those guys. Yeah, that is not what they needed at all. All right, they needed that one-star guy that was going to take the team over the top. Donovan Mitchell became available, and the Cavaliers went out and made a move for him. So, yeah, Donovan Mitchell, I tell you, lived up to expectations too. He lived up to expectations. So hopefully now he could have the playoff success down in Cleveland. They're still a bit of a younger team. They still got room to develop. But, yeah, Donovan Mitchell makes my All-NBA second. Still a great player. You know, SGA, we brought that up. What, like almost 30 points a game?
Yeah, 31 game.
Yeah, 31 a game. Yeah, I tell you, he's been going crazy in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a 10 seed. Yeah, so I tell you, they've done better than their expectations. I mean, it's not like the record's the greatest, but I mean, you kind of expect them to be with the Rockets and the Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even without what's his name, Chet Holmgren too.
Yeah.
So one of my forwards, I got LeBron. You know, we brought that up. He played enough games too, and yeah, he's still putting up crazy numbers, especially for his age too. Especially for his age, bro, he should not be doing what he's doing right now. LeBron, I'd say he deserves to be on this team. Also broke the all-time scoring record. So I tell you, that's gonna go into account. You can't have an All-NBA list without LeBron James, if I'm being for real. Unless he's injured throughout the whole year, LeBron's probably gonna be in it. Center, I got the Joker. Yeah, pretty obvious. You know, MVP runner-up and everything like that. Where my list goes different, though, is my other forward. And that is because I actually got Jimmy Butler as instead of Jalen. What's his? Oh my God, I forgot his name. Jaylen Brown. There you go, Jaylen Brown. So I'd say Jimmy Butler putting up 23 points per game, 54% shooting, still putting up 2 steals a game. He's been one of the best defensive players in the league as usual. Been the best player in the Miami Heat. He's been the number 1. I like Jaylen Brown, but I mean it's clear that he's a number 2 in Boston. Jimmy Butler's the number 1. He's been the number 1. He's always a tone setter for that team. Still putting up numbers. Obviously his team didn't do as good as they've done in the past this year, but you know they still got a shot in the play-in. And I think Jimmy Butler is still one of the best players, one of the best forwards in the NBA still.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to see Miami get fucking smacked around the first round though, because to me, they're playing Boston.
They can't play Philadelphia, can they? Yeah, they play more than.
They're playing Boston and Milwaukee. They ain't beating any of those teams. Like not even a chance.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. I wanted to see them go against Philly though. Again.
I don't want that. I wanted Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I want an easy first round to prepare Philadelphia for the Boston Celtics.
For Boston.
I want Miami to play Boston. So maybe Miami beats up on Boston a little bit.
Give them a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, because I don't think Miami's gonna win any.
I don't think
Miami
against Boston. The only way I could have seen them making it through. I know I had them as their dark horse, but that's just because of Spoelstra and all that. But yeah, the only way I could have seen them making it through is if they had actually got into Philadelphia, and then all of a sudden Philadelphia just has one of those series where everybody just starts to shut down again. Doc Rivers has another Doc Rivers series
Yeah.
before getting to the conference finals.
Yeah,
I could
this,
have seen Miami doing that. Yeah, I can't really see Boston or Milwaukee really slipping up too much though.
yeah, this year Miami just wasn't a scary team to me. Just because they have Kevin Love in their starting lineup. I'm not taking that seriously. And Gabe
They
Vincent.
gotta make some upgrades.
Like last year it was easier. Like last year they were like against Philadelphia, they like harassed and beat Harden with PJ Tucker and Bam and Butler.
Yeah.
But they have like
Kevin Love's not doing that shit.
yeah, even Kyle Lowry too. Kyle Lowry was a yeah, you could harass them with Kyle Lowry. Gabe Vincent ain't gonna do the same shit on Harden like Kyle Lowry did last year, and Kevin Love is gonna get fucking eaten alive by Joel Embiid. Baby Bam, but Bam's a good defender, but it's still Joel Embiid.
He's
Like
still a bit too small. Yeah.
yeah,
He's only like 6'9".
yeah,
Yeah. And Joel Embiid, what, like 7'1"? That's like damn near a whole 4 inches.
yeah. So yeah, it's not even close in that height. So yeah, all right. Let me get into my third team right here. My third team, I got Dame. Dame, you could argue this is his best season of his career. To be quite frank, his team's not very good
because of how terrible Portland was.
Yeah, his team's not very good, but this was his best season of his career. He averaged 32 a game, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Yeah, this is his best season of his career. Yeah, I had to give it to him because you could argue. I wasn't going to put him on second or first team because, yeah, he probably had a better year than Curry, but his team's worse. His team sucks. So, but he still deserves it to make it because I don't think, to me, I got a point guard. He's probably the third best point guard. He's probably the second best point guard, only behind Luka. Because to me, he was better than Curry this year as a player. Player for player,
Yeah.
Lillard was better than Curry. Luka, I don't think he was better than Luka, but he was better than Curry. The only reason I have Curry ahead of him is because of the team's success. But yeah, Dame, he deserves to make at least one of these teams. He's gonna be on my third team. All right, then I also got Fox. Yeah, you could argue. There's some guys you could argue over, other than Fox. There's guys like Booker, Morant, but Fox almost played. He played 72 games of the season. And Booker Morant played like 50. So that's all. I took that into account as well. And his team, he had a better record than the Suns. They're only by 1 seed, but it's still a better record. The Grizzlies didn't have a better record. But yeah, Morant played like almost. I think Fox played almost like 20 more games than Morant. So I took that into account as well. If he played almost the whole season, that's pretty good. So yeah, Fox, I think he deserves some love here. And Randall, I have Julius Randle from the New York Knicks making it. He averages, I believe, let me see. I think he averaged like 25, 26 and 10, I think. It's close to those numbers. 26 and 10 and 4. It's one of his best seasons of his career. It's probably his best season. Probably trumps that year that he had 2 years ago. If you actually look at it, that team was actually pretty bad. It was basically Randall carrying that team. That New York Knicks team from like 2 years ago when they won it.
Oh,
that team was pretty bad if you look at it. So, yeah, but this is probably the best season of his career. But yeah, Julius Randle deserves to make it right there. And then Larry Markkinen. We talked about him for most improved player. He was an all-star starter. So, he has to make at least one of these teams. Like, you could argue Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis didn't play that much games this year for me.
Yeah.
That's why I got Larry Markkinen as my power forward. That's not my other forward. And then I have Sabonis as my center. To me, Sabonis is the third best center this season. He had a really good year. This also might be his best year of his career as well. He was an all-star, reserve. But let me pull it up. He almost averaged 20 a game, 12 and 7. Fantastic year for him. 61% from the field, 37% from 3. So yeah, Sabonis was my third center. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just get into it real quickly. I got Laurie and Sabonis too. Those two we do got similar. I mean, Sabonis was a big reason why the Kings ended up playing the way that they did this year. I'd say most fans were upset that they got rid of Tyrese Halliburton, but it ended up working out pretty good for them. I think him and Fox complemented each other pretty well, and yeah, bro, Domantas Sabonis has been that guy for them, that second option. He's a legitimate number 2 for that team. De'Aaron Fox carrying it as a number 1, so yeah, I like Sabonis right there. Larry Markkinen, we already got into him a lot too, and I tell you, most improved player. Obviously, he thought that the Jazz wouldn't be able to do anything this year. He kept them afloat for most of the season. They couldn't make the play-in, but I mean, they did do all right, I guess. Larry Markkinen put up his numbers too, a legitimate stretch big. So that's that. Forward, I got Jaylen Brown in there too. I didn't. Joseph had him in the second team. I got him in my third team. I didn't want to leave him out at all. Jaylen Brown is still, I'd say, still one of the best players in the NBA. Him and Jason Tatum make a very great duo together, and I'd say Jaylen Brown been pretty good. I'd say a pretty good two-way player, even though Joseph likes to hate on his defense, but still a legitimate second option. I consider him more as like a shooting guard though. But he's eligible to be on this list as a small forward, though. So I'll take him.
Like,
I'll take him as a forward.
I'm pretty sure he actually plays forward. Like, I'm pretty sure he actually.
Really?
Like,
I thought he plays a shooting guard.
Derek White plays shooting guard most of the time. Marcus Smart.
Shooting guard?
You know Marcus.
Yeah, I forgot about Marcus Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. He plays forward most of the time. Yeah. I was just making sure. I'm not just making shit up. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No. For some reason, every time I always think about it, it's like always a shooting guard. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. And then, as my guards, all right, here's where it's different. You know, it was really tough for me to leave. De'Aaron Fox off this list. It was really tough for me to leave Damian Lillard off this list. Very, very tough, all right, man. It's not like I'm disrespecting them or anything. It was a tough choice, but for all NBA third team, I got John Morant and Devin Booker as my two guards. And I'd say Devin Booker's still been putting up numbers, right? This year he averaged 28 points per game, pretty much, 50% shooting. He's still one of the best players in the league this year. This is actually the most points he's ever averaged, even more than last year, where the Suns were actually a number one team. You know, he's really taking a step up. Even with KD coming onto this team, Devin Booker's still been probably the face of that team. I think it's pretty safe to say that. So, yeah, he's been the top scorer. He's always been one of the top scorers. And the Suns, I'd say they're in the playoffs as a 4 seed. They're a legitimate threat to anybody they play against. So, Devin Booker makes it onto this list. John Morant, I feel like people like to discredit him after his whole gun incident, but I'd say still one of the most exciting players in the league, one of the most dynamic players in the league. I'd say he puts up numbers. The Grizzlies are number 2 seed. Everything's clicking for them right now, so I gotta give it to John Morant too in the third team. But I'd say there's no hate against Dame Lillard or what's his name? Dame Lillard or De'Aaron Fox. All right, it's just a whole lot of guards. That's all it is.
Yeah. Some of the guys I want to give respect. I'm gonna name some guys you didn't name, like Jalen Brunson. He deserves some respect. James Harden as well. Oh, what is it called? Anthony Davis. You couldn't say Anthony Davis. There's some guys. It's a pretty stacked. Oh, Jimmy Butler. I didn't put Jimmy Butler in mine. So, yeah, some of those guys deserve it. But there's too many good players in the NBA to put everybody on the list. So, yeah. All right, then the defensive first team. We're gonna do that next. I got Holiday, OG Anunoby, Jaden McDaniels, Triple J, and Lopez. So, those are the guys I got on my list.
Alright, yeah, mine is pretty much the same, but instead I got Evan Mobley as the forward on the first team. Yeah, but it's pretty much the same thing besides that.
Alright. Then my second team, I got Caruso from Chicago, DeAnthony Melton, Evan Mobley, Giannis, and Bam Adebayo.
Alright, so mine is almost the same too, right? Instead of what's his name? I forgot who it was. But at the guard, right? There's a guy from Philadelphia. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Who was your guard again?
DeAnthony Melton.
Yeah, DeAnthony Melton. There you go, DeAnthony Melton. Instead of DeAnthony Melton, I put Marcus Smart in there as my guard. I kept Caruso there, and then also Jaden McDaniels. I had him and Evan Mobley switched, and then Giannis and Adebayo, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Marcus Smart and Bam were left off my list. Smart just had a decline kind of year for me. To me, I don't even think he's the best defensive guard in this team anymore. I think it's Derek White.
And Derek White's better than him now?
Yeah. Well, to me personally, the way I've seen, Marcus Smart kind of took like decline. He's still good because it's not like he has to do anything that much special in Boston. He's still good for what he does. But yeah, I didn't put him. I thought Caruso and Melton were better this season. And I didn't put Claxton as well. I think Bam does a lot more for you. He can play defense on the perimeter. He's just not like Nick Claxton. To me is more just a shot blocker. To me personally.
Yeah.
And I don't really value that as much as a Bam. Walker Kessler as well.
Yeah.
Walker Kessler also could have made it, but I don't really. It was his first season, so I'm gonna give him a little time before I start putting him on all defense second team. But he deserved it as well. And Gobert, obviously, Gobert. I think a lot of people. Gobert's still a really good rim protector as well. He does the same thing as Claxton does, but it's just Gobert. A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of. But actually, to me, Gobert kind of got disrespected this year a little bit. A lot of people are showing him now, but I don't know what they think he does. Like what he does is like he basically locks up the paint. Like when he was in his prime, like 3 years ago, like it would be impossible to actually shoot anything in the rim, close to the rim because of Gobert. So it's still, I don't want to disrespect Gobert or Claxton because Claxton's not as good yet. But yeah, to me, just Bam is there. McDaniels, yeah, he brings more versatility. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and then Mobley and McDaniels, you could probably switch them. It probably will be switched when the actual NBA all defensive first team and second team come out, because I just wanted to give love to McDaniels. Cause I still think McDaniels is the best on-ball defender. I don't think anybody's better than him at that. But yeah, they're probably gonna be switched. I just wanted to give love to McDaniels. But yeah, those two guys will probably be switched. But yeah, Caruso's another guy. People don't expect it, but he's a really good defender. He could make first team, to be honest with you, over OG. That's how good he's been this year. It's just that he plays for Chicago this year, so nobody really cares about Chicago. But yeah, Caruso's pretty good defender. He got paid all that money for a reason. He didn't get paid just to fucking be there. When you're that small of a guard, a lot of people don't expect you to play defense, but he does. That's one of his best attributes.
Especially when you look like the way he does. I mean,
Yeah.
not to be stereotypical or anything, but I mean, you wouldn't expect a guy looking like that, some white bald guy, to be locking you down like that.
Yeah, he's one of the best defensive guards in the NBA, so yeah, you don't expect it. But yeah, he deserves it. And DeAnthony Melton, nice. He's been a nice pickup for Philadelphia. He has been really good on ball. He's getting the steals. Thibault would probably be on this list if Thibault contributed elsewhere. But he doesn't contribute on the offense, so nobody gives a shit about him either. So I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Thibault's pretty much done. Thibault reminds me a lot of Andre Roberson. But,
where he wouldn't do shit on offense.
Yeah. Thibault's probably a little bit better than Roberson was. But that's what he reminds me of. But yeah, Melton.
Yeah.
Nice pickup from Philly last offseason. So yeah.
I mean, I might have been able to put DeAnthony Melton on here. I'd say you just watched a lot more Philadelphia than I did. So I'd say I didn't watch enough Philadelphia to actually put DeAnthony Melton up here.
Marcus Smart might make it just off name value, but I don't think he should make it this year.
No, that's probably what it was for me. Yeah, because maybe if I would have watched more of Philadelphia, I would have understand where you're coming from. But yeah, it might just be name value for me putting Marcus. Yeah,
Smart. I didn't even think about Marcus Smart to be honest with you this year. I was thinking about Derek White. Derek White's better. Derek White's pretty underrated, to be honest with you. I don't know why San Antonio probably should have kept him. But I don't know why that was. To me, it was a dumbass trade.
They traded him for like nothing, didn't they?
Yeah, they traded him like Josh. It was like I think he was like Josh Richardson and like a pig or some shit. So it wasn't. I would have just kept him. It was a pretty dumb move to do that for me because it's not like there was anybody else you guys drafted that was actually important. To me, I would have kept Derek White because it's not like he's old. He's like 26 or 27. Might as well have just kept him. I would have just kept him. That was a pretty dumbass move from San Antonio to me. But yeah, they should have just kept him.
What they expected out of him either.
I guess they just wanted picks, but those picks don't happen. Don't turn into anything if you don't turn them into. It's pointless. I would have just kept them. But yeah, that's my opinion.
What if it's one of Boston's? It's gonna be pretty deep in the draft. It's not like you're getting one from like a team that's rebuilding.
Yeah, that was dumb. To me, that was a dumb trade. All right, then we're gonna get into our last team of the day, rookie first team. This is pretty clear cuts. I think we're both having this. I think we're both gonna have the same teams. It's Paolo Kessler, Benedict Mathurin, Keegan Murray, and Jalen Williams. I don't think there's really much of an argument.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really see who you could put over these guys.
Yeah, Paolo's obviously gonna win Rookie of the Year. And I'm pretty sure Jalen Williams and Kessler are 2 and 3 behind him in the race, but they're not gonna win. So yeah, and Mathurin started off really hot. He was like second behind Paolo. He cooled down a little bit after the All-Star break. he had an injury, but yeah, he's still gonna make rookie first team. And Keegan Murray reminds me of a lot of Scotty Barnes from last season. He's contributing to a playoff team, and he's contributing to a better playoff team than the Raptors were last year because the Raptors got smoked in the first round.
Yeah.
So but yeah, those are our awards. I know Isaac wanted to talk about a little about the Mavs and what happened the last few weeks with the Mavericks.
Not really the last few. Well, I mean, I've already ranted about the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Now I need to go on another rant about what happened yesterday, because that was pretty embarrassing. That was like an all-time low moment for me being a Mavs fan, because we still had a chance. We just came off a big win against the Kings. Kyrie Irving dominated the entire fourth quarter. I was feeling pretty good about myself. I thought, oh, okay, we actually got a legitimate shot. If Kyrie Irving can keep playing like this throughout the year, or like if like in the play-in, in the playoffs, like there might be a legitimate shot at some upset games. I was feeling pretty good after that Kings game. You know, the Kings were actually playing their guys too. De'Aaron Fox played to the end. Domantas Sabonis played to the end. It's not like they were just like completely tanking it. It was a must-win game. We got that win. We got that game. We won it against one of the top teams in the West, and we're still alive for the play-in. The next day, though, the next game we had the Chicago Bulls. This was yesterday, Friday. We played the Chicago Bulls, and all of a sudden I get a notification that Kyrie Irving is going to be missing. I believe it was Josh Green's not going to play. I don't think Christian Wood played. Christian Wood, Tim Hardaway Jr. There was one more, I'm forgetting. Maxi Kleber. All five of those guys who are key players of this team weren't going to play. I thought about it. It's like, oh, damn, that sucks, right? Because it's a must-win game for us. We still got a shot at the 10 seed. We could win that game as a 10 seed. Move on, win the 7-8 game. Whoever loses that one. It's very possible that we could have won both of those games. Who we have played against? The Pelicans?
Yeah, the Pelicans.
Pelicans, and who's at 9 right now?
It's either them or Minnesota. I'm pretty sure it's them.
Minnesota. We could have easily beaten both of those teams. We could have very legitimately beaten both of those teams. Gotten in as an 8 seed and put on a competition against the Nuggets. I don't think we probably would have beaten the Nuggets, but we could have at least been competitive. But then, yeah, okay, I see that we're missing our players. It's like, okay, Chicago's not even playing DeRozan anyways. I thought we were still gonna win, right? I'm like, okay, it's not like Chicago's really playing either. Then later on in the day, I get a notification that Luka's only gonna play the first quarter of the game. I'm like, well, what the hell is going on here? Like, we needed to win this game. And then a few hours later, I get a new notification that Luka shut down for the rest of the season. And at that point, bro, I was heated, bro. Like, you gave up when you still had a chance. Coming after one of the biggest wins, like, of the season, probably. We needed this Kings win. It was one of Kyrie Irving's most dominant performances as of late, bro. Took over the fourth quarter, put up at least, I know it was at least 19 points just in the fourth quarter alone, bro. Kyrie Irving, that was one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen from Kyrie. Coming off a big win against one of the top teams in the West. And you decide to give up against a team that's trying to lose. They're not even playing anymore. They already clinched their playing spot. That was an easy win for us. And you decided to not play your guys. Not only that, not just for that game either. No, for the rest of the season, which pretty much means you gave up, right? That's all it means. You gave up when you still had a shot. That Bulls game was easily winnable. You could have easily won that game. We probably would have won that game too, even without Luka. We're up by 10 points at halftime, just with our normal backup of like Jaden Hardy, guys like that, freaking Davis Bertans, all those guys. We're up by 10 still. We legitimately could have won that. And then I check back in, like, in the last few minutes of the game. We're playing guys like Theo Pinson. I mean, I love Theo, right? I love Theo Pinson. A bunch of people who aren't even Mavs fans probably don't even know who that guy is. Right? He was out there playing, too. So, I'll tell you, we're playing Theo Pinson, Moses Wright the fourth, bro. Like, what the hell? We're playing, like, literally the bottom of our bench, bro. Which means that, yeah, we're trying to lose that game. Chicago, we pretty much gave Chicago the win, bro. Because, I mean, Jason Kidd had to put on all the reserves. He had to put on the reserves of the reserves in order to get in order for Chicago to win this game, bro. So, you literally gave up this win. You weren't trying to make the playoffs at all when we still had a shot. And then there's this video of Mark Cuban after the game pretending like he's shocked that happened. I mean, what did you expect? I don't know who gave Kidd those orders to go out and, like, intentionally tank that game. Kidd said it in his press conference, right? He was yeah, the initial thought was we're gonna play until the end, until there was no more chance for us at all. And so, until those plans ended up changing this morning. I'm like, so what the hell? So it doesn't seem like Kidd was too happy about it. It wasn't Kidd's decision to go out and tank. It came from up top, so it was either Mark Cuban or Nico Harrison that really wants that top 10 pick.
Yeah, to me,
bro,
it's
you
pretty.
had a legit shot. You're telling me you don't think the Mavs could have gotten past Minnesota or New Orleans?
Yeah, they could have gone past one of them, but yeah, it's definitely Mark Cuban that did this shit. Mark Cuban's definitely the one that makes the decision. Like, those type of decisions,
Exactly.
it's Mark Cuban.
Yeah, it's Mark Cuban.
Yeah, I saw that video of Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, it was obviously him.
Acting surprised, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I just saw a report. I want to bring it up right now just because I saw it right now. It was by, you know who Tim McMahon is, right? He's an ESPN reporter.
Yeah,
he's a pretty
dialed in with the Mavs.
Yeah, he said, I forgot what he said, that the Mavs are in fear that Luka might want to ask out, not this summer, but next summer, 2024. He might want to ask out if there's no progress next year.
Well, I guess they're scared about bro. After I saw him depressed at the press conference, bro, I mean, like, oh, man, what the hell?
I guess they don't fear that much, man.
Because do something, bro.
Yeah, I don't guess they fear that much because they just fucking gave up on this season when they saw the chance. So apparently, I guess they don't fear that much. But Jason Kidd said there's gonna be a lot of changes next season.
There needs to be, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. He's part of the problem too, bro. Like the fact that they didn't want to play Christian Wood, bro, that pissed me off all year, bro. That pissed me off all year. He was the best center that we had. I don't care if he doesn't play defense. The whole team doesn't play defense. Well, he's definitely an upgrade over what Dwight Powell was giving us on both ends. Better defender than Dwight Powell, that's for sure, bro. I saw him putting in some effort when we're actually winning.
Yeah, JaVale McGee was also pretty disappointing signing as well.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to make some moves, bro. They should be in fear that Luka would want to ask out, bro. After seeing him depressed on that press conference, you think he just wants to stay there?
Yeah, and then Christian Wood.
I think it's not going to be like Dirk where they could just get complacent and put whatever around him and, oh, he's still going to stay anyways because he's that loyal. No, bro. I mean, they took advantage of Dirk, not every player is going to be like that, especially in the day and age that we are in now, bro, where every player pretty much except for like Damian Lillard wants to go out and get rings somewhere else. I mean, like, bro, you can't get complacent with this, bro. We have a generational talent on our hands. And I get that they tried to make a swing at Kyrie Irving. I think we need to bring Kyrie Irving back, that's for sure. What he showed me in that last game against the Kings, bro, he could really take over fourth quarter if we really just let him. Just give him the ball, let him take over. We just need to put a better team around him, bro, because I used to think that 70 points in one half was like a crazy number, right? Like, oh, damn, this team really popped off, right? They put up 70 points in a half. Bro, that was happening on multiple occasions against the Mavs, bro. We would put up like 65, and the other team would have 70, bro. It's like we're allowing between 60 to 70 points each half, bro. Like, you can't win games allowing that much. And even then, too, okay, let's say we do outscore them somehow. In the fourth quarter, it doesn't even matter because they just end up choking anyways. It doesn't even matter because they would just end up choking. And what they probably should have done is just give Kyrie the ball like how they did against the Kings. Give Kyrie the ball, let him do his thing, and then they cook. They win the games. But no.
Yeah, what is it called? Yeah, you guys need to bring Kyrie back or it's pretty much done if you guys don't bring Kyrie. To me, there's nobody else. I don't think anybody else is going to you guys. Like, I don't think there's any It's not like some big marquee, unless some big marquee guy gets available for trade in the offseason.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna. I don't see anybody like that though. Like that you guys would actually go after. So I think if Kyrie, if Kyrie's gone, it's pretty much a fucking yeah, they're really running a clown show over there. Then I think Seawood's probably gonna walk. I don't think there's any reason for him to come back.
I see why you'd want to stay.
Yeah, he's probably gonna sign somewhere else. His value. The Mavs probably just like lowered his value this season. Cause he was probably gonna get paid a decent amount. Like if he probably stayed with. Like, if he just stayed on Houston again, he probably would do the same shit. He probably would have got a decent contract. But the Mavs just, like, fucking, like, lowered his, like, contract value just because they didn't even play him this year, basically. Yeah, and his numbers kind of, went down.
It's not even like he sucked when he got minutes, bro. He was doing good when he had minutes, bro. So that's what pissed me off, bro.
Yeah.
If he would have sucked in his minutes, I'm like, okay, I could understand why you don't want to play him. But he was actually doing good, bro.
Is Bertan's contract on the books, still, next year? Is he still under contract?
Sure it is.
Oh yeah.
He signed like a 4-year deal, bro, with the Wizards.
Yeah, that's pretty bad then.
Quick. He doesn't even play either. Look it up. Okay, yeah, until 2025. That's when his contract.
God damn. Yeah, you guys are stuck with him then. So I guess no cat space there.
That's absolutely terrible. Yeah, we have to give up a pick just to get rid of him.
Yeah, then Luka's max. He's already in the super max, right? I think so, or is rookie max? Yeah, he's already under it. It's like a second year, so you're paying him, and then Kyrie, if you re-sign him, is gonna be another max deal, and Tim Hardaway. And you're probably gonna, if you want to make a move, you're probably gonna have to like make some trades more than likely. Cause I don't really think, and free agency there's not really too many.
I mean, we got some assets too, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. is still a solid asset. Josh, if somebody wanted to, that's a solid asset as well. Probably gonna have a top 10 pick this year, if I had to be honest, unless the lottery screws us over. That's going to be a solid asset. So, we got some pieces. Jaden Hardy, if somebody wants it. I mean, I like Hardy, but he's a good
probably gonna have to, the only guy I can see maybe going after is the OG Anunoby. Maybe him. But it's not really moving. It moves a little bit. Yeah, it's some defense.
We need the defense, though, because the offense isn't really the problem. The offense isn't really the problem. It's just that.
Yeah.
It's just a rotation and.
Yeah, Powell needs to get out of here already too.
Who?
Yeah, Powell needs to leave already.
No, he's needed to get out of there, bro. I'm tired of him. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't know why they. I don't know what he has against Jason Kidd or what, bro. But he needs to get out.
Yeah. There's not gonna. Yeah, you guys have to bring back Kyrie for sure, because if you guys don't get Kyrie back, it's pretty much. Yeah.
I don't see who else would want. The only team I could actually see trying to go after him would be Miami.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the only other team. The Lakers, I don't think the Lakers are gonna go after him anymore. So, fuck. Yeah, but if you guys lose Kyrie, it's pretty much a. I think at that point you're probably saying unless you guys somehow get another starter to replace him, but I don't think that's gonna happen. If you guys lose Kyrie, it's pretty much taking by to Luka next offseason.
Yeah. That's crazy. Did you see Mark Cuban trying to blame Jalen Brunson's dad as a reason?
Oh yeah.
Brunson didn't resign.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm pretty sure we had a shot to resign Brunson early on in the year before he popped off in the playoffs, and they decided not to.
Yeah, so it was like a $55 million extension before.
A cheaper deal too. Yeah, it was a cheaper deal too. He would have. How much did he get? He's getting like $20 million a year from the Knicks, right?
Yeah, it was like a $105 million contract or something like that. It was something like that. It was a.
Yeah.
He's making money.
Sure, we would have only been paying him like $15 million a year or something like that. And And Cuban didn't want to do it. And then you let it get to the point where his dad gets involved and the Knicks start doing all this crazy stuff. And, yeah, he ends up going to the Knicks.
Yeah, that was a pretty...
Jalen Brunson was probably a pretty big loss, too. People didn't notice it on the Mavs. People didn't realize how good Jalen Brunson was on the Mavs. Because all they saw was Luka. They thought, oh, Luka doesn't have a second star. Jalen Brunson wasn't a big of a name. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, now you see how good he is in New York. And now everybody finally gets to see how good he is. And, yep, it's a pretty big loss.
Yeah, that was a pretty big loss. And then losing Dorian Finney-Smith was also pretty big. He was the best defender on the team.
Yeah.
That was to get Kyrie, though, so that was understandable. But, yeah, you guys need defense. Yeah, this is gonna have to happen. You're probably trading the pick unless you guys get Wembanyama, but that's a pretty long shot right now.
Yeah.
So, That's the only way you guys don't get rid of the pick. But even then, I don't know how. I don't know if Wembanyama, I don't know how Wembanyama is gonna play in his first season. So, like, I don't know.
If he's a generational talent, though, I could give him some time to develop around Luka. Like, if he's a generational talent, I mean, you could probably see like around 20 a game.
Yeah.
He would automatically.
Yeah, around there.
Well, it depends, because Kyrie, if we would bring him back, he'd be the second option.
Yeah, I don't want it to become like a. I kind of want Wembanyama, even if it's not the Rockets. I kind of want him going to like the Spurs. I want him to go to a team where he's going to develop more. Cause I just don't. And Dallas obviously.
You're gonna expect him to descend automatically.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm not saying I don't want to turn into like a Wiseman situation where he's just a fucking, where he's not ready for the spotlight.
I don't think he's on the same level as Wiseman though, is he?
Not really.
He's probably.
But I think people.
Wiseman.
I think kind of to me. I don't really think he's as much as some people are comparing him to like LeBron and Zion. I don't think he's on those levels either.
I don't know about LeBron. Zion, I was thinking more like a Zion Williamson.
To me, I don't really know about that.
Luka Doncic coming out of Spain, coming out of Real.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. And Luka in his first year he was like a 20.
Yeah, I just don't want you to get. Yeah, I just hope you don't get too excited thinking it's gonna happen. Cause there's a chance. Yeah.
No, I really think it's like I understand it's like a 1% chance or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. No, I'll joke about it every here and there, but I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely it'll probably. Like I don't even. It's gonna be pretty. Even if you're a top 4 team, it's like a fucking 14% chance. Yeah, they don't even give you a fucking chance anymore either. Like the Pistons might just. The Pistons could end up with the fucking 5th pick in the draft, and they have the fucking number 1 odds. So I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's just gonna have to be lucky. Mark Cuban's gonna have to pray to the down.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's gonna have to pray to the gods every single day.
Yeah, they'll draft the lottery odds usually. Yeah, to me the lottery. If anybody deserves it, it's probably the Hornets the most. To me, or the Spurs. Number 1? Yeah, number 1. They deserve it. Cause I don't like teams that just like. Even though the Rockets do this shit, so I don't have no control over it. But I don't like teams when they do that shit when they're just like, oh yeah, we're just fucking giving up all whole season. We're not even trying to win the games at all. I don't like that, so I don't support that.
It seems that they just suck. They try to win, but they just suck.
So the Hornets were able to beat a couple of good teams the last couple of weeks, the close of the season, and you didn't expect it to happen. So they deserve it a little bit more. San Antonio, I think they deserve it a little bit more. Those 2 teams are probably the most deserving teams. I don't like the Pistons. The Pistons and the Rockets just clearly tank. Like they're clearly they're trying to do it. That's why I don't like. I don't want them to get obviously I want Houston to get it obviously, but I don't think they deserve it as much as Charlotte and San Antonio. Yeah, because even Utah might be the one. Utah deserves it a little bit too. They could have just fucking said, oh yeah, we're just fucking fully tanking, but they didn't. They risked it a little bit. They have pretty good odds. I'm pretty sure like the 7th odds, they're like the 7th or 8th best odds. So they could be there too. But yeah. I want to talk about some of the coaching situations a little bit because I saw Toronto might fire. They're not gonna fire him, but they're gonna let Nick Nurse decide if he wants to return to the team or not. And I saw something else that if he leaves, that they'll sign Ime Udoka, and if that happens, that Nick Nurse will probably become the Rockets head coach. So
probably, yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
Nurse linked to the Rockets a lot.
That would be a pretty good situation for me. So I don't have to see Silas coach our team anymore. I would probably prefer Ime Udoka, just because Nick Nurse. It's not that much different of a coach. His philosophy is not that much different than Silas' philosophy. He's a better defensive coach, but his philosophy is like the way they run their offense is the same shit. And I don't want their offense to fucking run the same shit anymore. I'm tired of the fucking. That's the only problem.
You want something different?
Yeah, the defense will be way better. Either way, if we sign Udoka, I'll also Kenny Atkinson from the Golden State Warriors. He might be.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be up for the job too. He might be a good option as well. I don't think he's gonna return. I think last year he could have gone with Charlotte, but he decided to stay. So Charlotte's got a coach. I forgot what they hired. Who did they hire? Who the fuck did they hire?
Shit. Oh man, I forgot.
Hold on, let me look this shit up. I know it was somebody that used to coach.
Yeah. Wasn't he the guy from the Kings?
Hold on, I know. Hold on, they gave me the wrong coach.
Was it Luke Walton?
Nah, it wasn't him. I don't think it was him. Hold on. It's not.
Clifford.
It keeps
It's
it's Steve Clifford, I think.
From Steve Clifford, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, he
he
used
was like
to.
either on the Magic or the Kings.
Yeah, I think he was on the Magic.
Magic,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Steve Clifford was on the Magic, yeah.
He actually did a better job than I thought he was gonna do with the team he had, because his team was pretty ass. So that wasn't terrible. It looked like a terrible signing when it happened, because they just fired him like 2 years before that. So it was pretty weird, but he didn't look that bad. Kenny Atkinson was probably still better of a head coach, but yeah, it wasn't terrible. So yeah, this is pretty. Oh, that would be pretty good if that happened. Even if Nick Nurse or Ime Udoka or Kenny Atkinson, I want any of those three. Any of those three, and I'm happy.
Yeah, those are probably the best options.
Yeah, I saw that we were looking at Frank Vogel too. We hire Frank Vogel, I'm done. If we hire him, bro, I'm fucking done. He was actually, in Indiana, when he was the coach of Indiana, I believe, and Orlando, he wasn't that bad. But those Lakers years, I don't want to deal with a coach like that. Because in Indiana and Orlando, he was actually a pretty good coach. Yeah. I don't want to deal with him. But I don't want to deal with the Lakers Frank Vogel though. Lakers Frank Vogel, I guess the bubble was alright. His coaching in the bubble was fine. But his last 2 years after that, no, I don't want. Yeah. I actually wanted Quinn Snyder to be our head coach, but Quinn Snyder he got picked up by Atlanta already. Yeah. So, yeah, Ime Udoka or Nick Nurse are probably my two favorites right now. But yeah.
Houston's desperate too. I'm pretty sure they'll give up whatever to
land
one of these guys.
Yeah, they're pretty desperate. So yeah, you can go ahead and talk about UFC.
Oh yeah, okay. So we got UFC 287 later tonight. We're recording this Saturday, April 8th. It's a rematch between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. They fought twice before in kickboxing, and Pereira won both times. I'm pretty sure he knocked him out one of the times. Knocked him out cold. Second time, I believe. It might have been a TKO as well. And then, I'd say they went into the octagon. Pereira followed him into the octagon, and yeah, he took his UFC belt too. And now Israel Adesanya is now 0-3 against Alex. He's finally getting another shot once again, at the belt. Gets to reclaim his throne after one of the most dominant middleweight runs we've seen in a while. It finally came to an end. In my opinion, I believe Israel comfortably won that first fight in the UFC up until that TKO where he got caught. It was another Kamaru Usman situation where it was like 3-1, and then in the last few minutes of the fight, he gets caught with a pretty bad hit. Pereira hits him with the uppercut, and then he just finishes him after that. The ref has to stop the fight, or else Adesanya would have ended up out cold again, more than likely. But yeah, so they finally get the rematch. It's been a few months in the making, since November. Adesanya, he's more desperate than ever right now. As far as the odds go, I'm pretty sure it's like pretty even right now. Adesanya's -130, Pereira's +110, and so I'd say it's pretty close right now. You're not really gonna get any like huge favorites on this one, even though Vegas has been wrong on a bunch of these fights. That UFC 286 in London, Vegas kind of screwed that one up. They had Fiziev as the 2-1 favorite. He lost. They had Usman as a 2-1 favorite. They lost. But this one is more even. Oh, man. If I had to put my money on it, I got Alex Pereira winning. I'm not making that mistake again. Everybody who I've been wanting to win lately has just been taking L's. And L's and L's, with the exception of John Jones, bro. He's the only one that actually won for me. But other than that, bro, everybody who I've been thinking is going to win, they end up losing. So I'm going to go the opposite this time. I want Adesanya to win. Last time I put a bunch of my money on Adesanya to win. But now, yeah, I got to go against the opposite of what I've always thought. Because, I've been taking so many L's lately. So if I had to put money on it, I'd go with Alex Pereira to win this fight. So
I was actually surprised. I thought you were gonna pick what's his name, Israel. I didn't think you were gonna pick him. Yeah,
I want Israel, but I've been taking so many L's, so I gotta go with the opposite. And then also, before that, we got George Masvidal against Gilbert Burns. Now, Masvidal's been taking so many L's lately. He's a pretty big underdog in this fight. I'm pretty sure Gilbert Burns is like minus 400. Gilbert Burns has been winning as of late. He took that one loss against Khamzat Chimaev, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, you let that fight go to decision against Chimaev. Obviously, the UFC is going to give the bias towards Chimaev because he's one of the younger, up-and-coming stars. And I'd say UFC has a bunch of stock invested into him. Guys like him, O'Malley, and Paddy Pimblett. So, obviously, if you let it get to decision, it's going to go Chimaev's way, right? But Gilbert Burns put up a pretty good fight against him. And I'd say this is the most Chimaev has ever struggled like in his entire UFC career. He dominated everybody up until that point where he fought Burns. And then as of Masvidal's last fight, he pretty much got mopped on the floor by Colby Covington, bro. I mean, it wasn't even close. Masvidal couldn't do anything. Now he's trying to demand a title fight against Leon. You know what gets me mad, bro? You know what gets me mad? I know you don't know too much about the UFC, but Leon Edwards is a champ, right? And then Dana White told him, all right, Colby Covington is next in line. And Leon Edwards, he's like, nah, I don't want Colby Covington because he hasn't fought in like a year or something, right? But then he wants to challenge George Masvidal. He wants George Masvidal to get the title shot, right? And literally the last fight Colby Covington and George Masvidal had was against each other. Literally the last fight those two had was against each other. So Masvidal hasn't fought in that exact same time. And Colby Covington mopped the floor with him too. It's not even like it was close, bro. So I don't know who the hell Leon Edwards thinks he is, trying to deny Colby Covington a shot, but then give it to George Masvidal when literally their last fight was against each other, and Covington just destroyed him the entire time, bro. I don't know, that really pisses me off, bro. But besides that, he's got Gilbert Burns tonight. What I think is gonna happen, I think Gilbert Burns is probably gonna destroy him. What I'm gonna put my money on is George Masvidal, just because it's some pretty good odds right now. He's plus 300. It's some pretty good odds. And I tell you, these last few fights, I've been taking a whole bunch of L's. And so is Vegas, too. Vegas has also been taking some L's, too. So I'm going to go against my instinct here. I'm going to put my money on it. I'm going to go with George Masvidal. If it hits, I'm not going to put too much on it because he's still plus 300. If it hits, though, I mean, it's pretty big. And then, yeah, I'm going with Masvidal and Pereira as my two final predictions. Obviously I want Israel to win, and I think Gilbert Burns is gonna win, but I'm going the opposite. Those are my two predictions for the two main fights. I could go down the rest of the card, bro, but I don't think we got time for that. So
Alright then that should do it for the I forgot what episode this is. The 19th episode, I believe. Is it 18 or 19? I forgot what it was. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next episode we're just gonna have full NFL, probably. I don't think, because today was just basically NBA, and I'm already kind of tired of talking about the. We're gonna have a mock draft next episode. We'll have two separate ones next episode, so we'll have that. We'll probably do some player rankings, and yeah, that should probably do it for this episode. So yeah, all right, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Playmaker Pod.
Peace out.